Good evening, folks, and a very warm welcome to you wherever you may be. Thank you for joining us here on Dinamo TV. My name is Tonchi Prusats. I am your host for tonight's episode, and it is our final episode for the season. Our 36th episode for 2025, and our second season, and our 74th in total. So it has been a huge 2 years of Dinamo TV. We like to think that each week we bring you something different from the club, something interesting, something that you may not know. And so hopefully we'll be back next year, bigger and better, and we'll be providing you even more behind-the-scenes interviews, footage, issues as well at our club, information above all. But it is going to be a very short pre-season, and then the pre-season we'll get into it. Or I should say it's going to be a very short off-season, and then a pre-season we'll get into it. But before then, we've got heaps happening. And, of course, this weekend we've got the big Croatian soccer tournament up on the Gold Coast. For those of you travelling up to the Gold Coast, have a safe trip, have a fantastic time. And for those that aren't, well, you might want to download the Croatian Soccer Association, or the Savez, as we affectionately know it, their official app, the tournament app. So if you go onto the App Store or whatever you do, you get the CSA Australia Savez one. There it is. It's ready to be downloaded, and it's produced by a Sydney Croatian mob called Sentia Australia. Mirko Cindric is the man behind that. And there you can get all your information, all the scores, hopefully in real time as well. We've got our senior women's, we've got our senior men's, we've got the Gospic Bears travelling up St Albans, Vukovar. We've got lots and lots of teams going up there this weekend. So to everyone from the Dinamo family travelling up to the Gold Coast, have a very, very safe trip. All the very best to you all. On tonight's final episode, well, it was the presentation night on Saturday night, and over 1,000 people turned up, and that was all in-club people. Amazing. Huge event. Another one of our mega events this year as part of our 50th anniversary. But there was a special tribute that was screened to our two departing senior captains, Emily Grgic from the senior women's team and her brother, Michael Grgic from the senior men's team. Both were captains this year, and both are departing the club, well, as far as they're playing in the senior women's and men's respectively. And we're going to have that special tribute a little bit later on in the show. We've got a jam-packed news desk, so do stay for that. And our feature interview tonight is with the vice president of our club, John Bilos. John's had a very, very busy year, as have all the committee members. And in a two-part interview tonight, the first part will be looking at the year as a whole and everything that happened behind the scenes to make 2025 such a big year. But we're also going to be looking ahead to the next 2 to 3 to 6 to 12 months, and maybe even beyond, of what the future holds in store for Dinamo in 2026. Folks, we're going to take a very short break, and when we return, it is going to be time for our news desk. You are watching the final episode of Dinamo TV.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Welcome back to the news desk here on Dinamo TV. And last Friday, it was the Football Victoria Gold Medal night, and our club was represented by our table of dignitaries there. And they're looking very, very tired indeed. It must have been towards the end of the night, I'd say. That's for sure. Unfortunately, we didn't take any awards. We hope we may have maybe taken one or two, but we didn't, unfortunately. But our sister club, North Geelong Warriors, big congratulations to our our sister club down from Elco Park in Geelong. They took away 3 awards, scooped 3 awards. Anthony Barnavats there on the left, he the captain of the team. He took out the league best and fairest in the VPL2 competition. Stuart Begg took out the Coach of the Year award. Well done to Beggsy. And to Sonny Brimmer there on the right-hand side. He's still only a teenager. I think he's 18 years of age. He took out the Golden Boot with 16 goals, I believe. One ahead of teammate Angus Chapman. So North Geelong did very, very well. We wish them all the very best in VPL 1 next season, alongside our near neighbours and our other sister club, the Melbourne Knights, as well. Let's get both those Croatian clubs back into the NPL in 2027 so that we can have 4 Croatian clubs like there was a few years back. Let's go on to our presentation night. Was held on last weekend. As we mentioned at the top of the show, in front of 1,000 people at the Croatian Catholic Centre in Sunshine. Let's go through the award winners. And for the senior men's team, the Players' Player Award, of course, went to Oliver Dragicevic, who's now at Melbourne Victory and doing us all very, very proud. The Mickey Cholina Award for the best and fairest in the seniors, Josh Gulevski. Congrats to Josh. Senior Men's Golden Boot Award winner went to Lucas Burns, who scored 7 goals. Now, there are 2 awards that apply club-wide. And for the best club person, named after our legendary Tommy Pondeljak, the Tom Pondeljak Award went to Dante Casalo, youngster who plays in the 14s and the 15s of our JB NPL. The Golden Glove Award for the best goalkeeper club-wide went to Nikola Karsic, who plays for the under-17 junior boys NPL team. Now, moving along to the women's, the senior women's, the State League 2 women's, who next year will be playing in State 1. Well, Jana Cholina, it was almost a clean sweep. Jana took out the Players' Player Award, the Best and Fairest Award, and of course the Golden Boot, having scored 21 goals this year. So 3 times, congratulations to Jana Cholina. Our Senior Women's Coaches Award went to Taylor Pavlinušić. Well done to Taylor. Moving to the under-23s and the under-19s men's, who are all part of the senior men's setup at Churchill Reserve. In the under-23s, Best and Fairest Award went to Alex Tsepivirovski. Well done to Alex. And the under-23s Golden Boot went to Nicholas Murray. Look at that, scoring 20 goals. Hopefully Nicholas can step up to seniors next year and score 20 goals as well in the seniors. How good would that be? In the under-19s, our Best and Fairest winner was Josh Angelis. And he also took out the Golden Boot with jointly with Christian Papamichail, they both scored 7 goals apiece. Well done, boys. As far as our junior boys NPL teams are concerned, let's start from the top. The under-17s Best and Fairest winner, Dane Reicher, and the under-17s Golden Boot winner, Maxim Mikulic, who scored 15 goals in the under-17s. He also played in the under-16s and scored the most amount of goals for the under-16s. So he took out the Golden Boot Award for the 16s as well with 7 goals. So incredible performance by young Maxim Mikulic. Next season promises to be a very, very exciting one for him. If he'll probably step up to other under-20s, maybe even to the under-23s. The Best and Fairest award winner for the under-16s was Noah Sakal. And they're moving along to the 15s. The best and fairest award winner there was Adam Salih. And the under-15s Golden Boot winner was Dante Casalo with 9 goals. Now, Dante took out the under-14s Best and Fairest award, and he also took out, obviously, the Tom Pondelyak award. So, Dante, congratulations 3 times for 3 awards there. And in the under-14s, the Golden Boot award winner was James Papic with 9 goals. Now, apart from all the awards, there was also lots of entertainment on the night. And here's a little snippet of the one and only Ante Smolic with another fantastic musical offering. And this is courtesy of Anthony's and Rob Spoiljar's Podrum TV podcast, which can be watched every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Although last night it was on a Tuesday night. So keep an eye out on Podrum TV over the summer months. I'm sure they'll be coming out every week. Anyway, this is a small snippet of the king of the kids, Mr. Smolic himself.
We also have a little clip from the Dinamo Zabava where the kids really got stuck in. And they are just the kids. We are Dinamo.
Say no, it's Dinamo. If you can't hear us, we'll shout louder. We are Dinamo. Say no, it's Dinamo. If you can't hear us, we'll shout louder.
Well, I think that should be the new theme song. How good would that sound in the dressing room with everyone cutting sick? Oh, goodness me. That is my vote for the new club theme song. Not that I'm saying that there is going to be a club theme song, but if we wanted to update it, that's got my vote. Moving along now, we've got a lot of already planning has started for next season. So do pass this information on to people you may know. Coaching positions, there's an expression of interest form that has already gone out. And as I said, the planning has already started. Go to our website, our Facebook page, St Albans Dynamo, and all the links are there as well. The Mini Roos boys and girls expression of interest, that's also open now. So the trials have already commenced, but there's still gaps, and no doubt there are going to be vacancies. And if we can get coaches, we'll even have additional teams. So don't think just because the trials have already started, and we're actually basically finishing tonight, that there aren't going to be able to be any room. So go over to our social media pages, our Facebook page in particular, and you'll be able to get all the links there. And you'll also be able to also get the junior NPL expression of interest as well, jot form there as well. So planning, as we said, is ready and going at full pelt for next season. Later this year, on the November the 30th, there we have it, Sunday, November the 30th, it's the Dynamo Car and Bike Show returns, and we are asking you all to pencil in that date because it could also be the date for our Christmas party as well. So it's going to be a big one, Sunday, the 30th of November. You can also get the early merchandise as well, www.facebook.com/Dynamo Car and Bike Show. There you have it. All that information is there for you. Now, this year, we had lots of highlights. We had a massive amount of highlights, some mega events, and one of those was definitely the Dinamo Football Academy. We had sponsors nights. We had big Croatian derbies as well. Obviously, the presentation night that was had just on the weekend, but who can forget the gala night? And courtesy of Bruce Media, who were there on the night, and they were taking some video footage for a documentary about the club that is going to be released later this year. Let's take a trip down a very relatively new memory lane, so to speak. And here's a 1-minute clip, or summary, if you like, of the night of nights that was our 50th gala.
A 50th gala anniversary dinner deserves to be celebrated in the right kind of way, and the mood and the setting is perfect.
Brought absolutely everyone together when you talk about our community and what it means to the people of our community. Everyone is here tonight, and it's a celebration of our community that started a long, long time ago, and it involves everybody, and it's only going to get bigger and better. Dinamo, Dinamo.
What a night that was. Hey, that was an absolutely incredible night and truly an amazing night, that's for sure. Well, at the presentation night on Saturday just gone by, it was a little bit of an emotional moment when we bid farewell to two departing captains, Emily Grgic, who's going to retire from football with the senior women's, and also Michael Grgic, who is going to be stepping down as captain and will be seeking footballing action somewhere else in 2026. He's been an incredible stalwart for the club. 272 games. He scored 40 goals. And indeed, our captain, Grgic, and his sister were given a wonderful farewell. And as part of the farewell, they were presented with some awards, some prizes or gifts, if you like. There was also a tribute that was aired to both. It goes for about 5 minutes. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome back to Dinamo TV. It's our season-ending episode, if you like, and I'm in the esteemed company of our Vice President, John Bilos. And John, as we're looking over the boys over here training for one last time before they head up to the Gold Coast, and over there, the young ladies and the senior women's team are training as well. Well, this year's almost over. It's it's gone so quick, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a great year for the club, but yeah, it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, now, I just keep thinking of that Prilio Kazalište song, Zaustavite zemlju silazim. It's like that. It just stopped the world. It's just going too quick. But look, I guess when you look back at it, so much has happened this year. And let's be honest, this year started last year when the soccer season finished, or soccer tournament finished rather, because planning started pretty much immediately for what was going to happen this year, the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. After the tourney, it didn't stop basically. So,
No.
As you said, you got to start signing players, coaches. You got to start doing trials and planning for the big 50th year anniversary. So it hasn't stopped, but it's been good.
Yeah. How hard was it to get the ball rolling late last year after the AGM, all of that, for example? Because, I mean, after the tournament, everyone was on a high, but then there's that big downer, isn't it? Straight after the tournament. And those people going up to Gold Coast this weekend will know all about it next week. It's hard to motivate yourself after such a huge event that was the Croatian soccer tournament last year. But how did the committee go? How did the blue crew, i.e. the committee, how did they find it all?
I mean, the committees, they sort of can't wait to the end of the year to have a break yet.
Was there a break?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of guys work tirelessly in that committee. I'm sure they do with any committees. You know, at any soccer club, I'm pretty sure it's the same. But yeah, the volunteers, I'm sure we're looking forward to a break afterwards. And they keep coming back, and they keep helping, which is fantastic. Can't ask for better.
Well, I guess if you wanted something to motivate you, it was going to be the 50th year. But looking back, like November, December last year, 2025 still hasn't ticked around. Could you imagine that this year was going to be as big as it was?
Oh, look, you know what we actually did?
Wow.
We had big plans, and obviously Ilya had even bigger plans. With that gala, I didn't expect anywhere near 850 plus people.
And we could have had 1,500, I reckon.
Yeah. So I was thinking something a lot smaller, especially with no children under 16 being able to attend. So, and that was sold out really, really quickly. So the support for the club is outstanding.
Yeah, we'll get to that very shortly. But at the start of the year, obviously NPL season kicks off really early, and there's always that issue. The junior boys NPL, the under 23s, the under 20s, the constant changing, toing and froing with Football Victoria, competition-wise, structure-wise. I mean, that was just did everyone's head in, didn't it? But it finally happened. Like, wasn't easy, wasn't it?
No, and then you got to throw in the pitch one redevelopment, which was.
Now, what happened back there? Did that sort of get sprung all of a sudden, or where we had to basically vacate for? What was it? Better part of 2 months.
Yeah, like November through to probably around 6 or 7. So there's a couple of months in that. The weather didn't help us at all, and then you're playing games away or on pitch 3, which is not ideal.
No. But even preparation, we saw like the first part of the year. The boys struggled. Like they really struggled. They didn't feel that home fortress that they have in the past. And later on in the year, when we came back here, and it was almost like a replica of last year, wasn't it?
It was a mirror image of last year, apart from the last 3 games, which we were disappointed with. But it's hopefully next year the grounds are
stable,
are ready, and we can do the fixtures, like as we please. I mean, we had game of the Knights, and thanks to the Knights for hosting one of those games against Heidelberg, but it's not our home ground again.
No.
So it makes it difficult for the playing group.
Yeah, definitely. And look, they came home strong, really strongly. Like I said, almost like identical to 2024, wasn't it? But history repeating itself. But all right, so let's leave the on-field side. We know how that all went. But off-field, that's when things really started heating up as far as the 50th anniversary was. But in that whole time, you've still got sponsors, things to look after. You've still got day-to-day running, bookings, and all of that kind of stuff. Must have been pretty full on behind the scenes, huh?
Yeah, of course. Again, we're lucky we had a committee that was running the gala.
Yeah.
You know, Stella, Susie. I'm going to miss a few names, but we had a whole committee that was looking after it, and they've taken us to the next level. I think. You saw the gala. The gala was like.
It was like the Logies.
Yeah.
It was like the Logies, Brownlow, and Emmys all put into one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look, last year we went to the gala night, the MPL gala night.
Yeah.
And we took some ideas away from that. This year's gala night, I think we've done it way better than MPL Victoria.
There you go.
Honestly.
There you go.
Couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that was an awesome night. And I think if last year really kind of put Dinamo, St Albans Dinamo, at the forefront of the Croatian community, and I'm not just talking here in Victoria, Australia-wide, that gala was elevated to another level, didn't it?
Next level.
Was it? I mean, obviously there was the emotional undertones of Ilya's late father passing that week before, and geez, far out of all weeks, but it just happened like that. But one of the most touching moments for me, I think, that was when Ilya came up to the podium to talk, and it wasn't easy. Let's be honest, it wasn't easy. But everyone from the committee just came and flanked him, you know, and I think he wasn't expecting it. Oh, certainly, no, everyone in the crowd wasn't. Whose idea was that?
That was Stepan Gull's idea.
Oh, brilliant idea.
Just before he stood up and did his speech. I mean, how courageous is Ilya as a president?
Yeah.
Your father passed away, and he said that there wouldn't be anything more than his dad wanting him to be there and to do it. Yeah, and I was in the background sort of getting ready, and I thought, please Ilya, come. Yeah, because he's worked so hard behind the scenes to get that colour to where it was.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was so courageous that he did what he did as a president. And then, Stepan said, why don't we all get together and stand, show our support.
Brilliant, yeah.
Which was...
So it's a real spontaneous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. And it must be said, John, you're ringing, actually, because we wanted to get Ilya tonight to talk as the president, which would have been fitting. Yeah. But tonight, it's Tuesday night, so the night before. Tomorrow, he's in transit going up to Gold Coast. And today, coincidentally, ironically, it was the birthday of his late father. So obviously, they're all at Ilya's mum's tonight. So, you know, I'm sure when they do tune into this, I hope everything went well last night, as in tonight for him. But, that was one of many touching moments. But I guess one of the other things is Smallich's song. I mean, he had one comical one, but that one real serious one, unbelievable. I mean, we've got some amazing talent. When I say amazing talent on the park, amazing talent off the park, but as a community, we've got some incredible people. And I think it's mega events like that really allow people's talents to shine through in whatever way.
You're spot on. Smolik, again, he did another song on presentation night. So he keeps coming up with the goods, but that serious song that he did at the gala, you can listen to that every other week. Yeah, it just means so much to not only to Dinamo, I think to the wider community.
Yeah, but when we talk about people with talent, you know, some of the event organisers, it's not easy putting something like that together. And over the last 12 months, let's say, we've had some amazing event organisers. And you mentioned a couple of them: Susie Illich, Stella, Spoljard. There's been a few others as well. We're going to miss out.
But you know, even the business luncheon that we had.
And that's another thing. Yeah.
That was, again, compared to the sponsored luncheon that we normally have versus one of the sister clubs. You know, we normally have some drinks, some speeches and things like that, where this was, again, with Stella's influence, it was just the next level.
Yeah, well, we're expecting Stella to get involved in even bigger ways next year. We'll talk about that when we talk about the future in the second part of this interview. But looking back now, one of the other things that really required a lot of planning, a lot of meetings and trips overseas, even to solidify this, was the Dinamo Zagreb camp. Now, for everyone that was remotely or directly or indirectly involved, that was probably one of the highlights of the year. Now, you had a big role in it, along with Stepan Gal and Ivan Novoselj from the Zaprešić boys in Zagreb on behalf of Dinamo. Mate, how much pride does that give you watching this year that there were 130 kids or something like that here?
Spot on, 130 kids.
And in last week's show, we had Matty Sharkic talking about his son and Ivan Milic's son, who gone there to train in the last couple of weeks, and that's just the start of bigger and better things, isn't it?
Yeah, imagine that experience for the kids.
I know.
What will we do if we had
Oh
that
my God,
experience?
I don't know. I just don't know. We would have been Maradonas. Lukaku Maradonas, Modric's, yeah. But no, that's look. You went to Croatia. I went to Croatia, and every time you go to Croatia, you go to the Trban Jelačić, you pinch yourself, and it's kind of like far out. Am I really here? Like, but for these kids, I don't think they'll fathom just the enormity of the situation. But then just the other 128 plus kids or whatever that were here that had an opportunity to be trained by fully professional coaches from Europe. I mean, that's a bloody amazing achievement.
It's pretty cool when you think about it now. When you think about it, when you're trying to organise it, it's all good. Yeah, you're doing what you have to do. But think when you now think about what had happened.
Yeah.
Dinamo Zagreb, one of the biggest clubs in the world, has come to St Albans. Not our. We keep saying small club. It's our big club. And to do what they did here with our kids. And then attend the gala night after that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, to be blown away, like they were genuinely blown away by what they saw. Ivan told me, and I think he told you as well, that they're used to organising camps throughout Croatia, Canada, Herzegovina, Canada, North America, Germany, whatsoever, and they have 30, 40, 50 kids, 130. And we were kind of a bit disappointed. We wanted more. We actually thought we were going to have more, but there was a lot going on that school holidays. But now that everyone's seen what it was, I think already there's a lot of interest from those that didn't attend wanting to come next year. What is the latest on that?
So I was speaking to Ivan today about a few things, which is leading to next year. So there's some plans around next year. I can't say too much.
Yeah.
But we'd love the camp to happen again, obviously. And if we can get a few more kids, that'll be fantastic for us, but for them as well. So if we can organise that at the same time and build on that with Dinamo Zagreb, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the year's not over yet because hopefully there's plans to release the book as well. The historical book, the monographia, whatever they call it. How's that all going along? Because from what I'm hearing is, if it's not ready and it's not perfect, like professionally done, it won't come out this year. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right.
That's right. So we're not going to release it if it's not right, because it's going to be in our history.
Yeah.
So Christina Chulman is doing an awesome job in that space. We've had some meetings. They've put different blocks, like from 1975 to 1985, and getting the right people in to speak about those times and so on. Yeah. So the later on, like now, it's pretty easy for us. It's those early stages, and to get the right people in at I suppose to gather the right gaps, the right points. It's pretty important. So it's not as easy as what we thought. It's not a matter of just getting some photos together and putting some dates there. It's more than that. So we're working on it. It'll be released, but we'll do it at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's something to look forward to. We're speaking with John Bilos, the Vice President here at St Albans Dinamo. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we were going to return, we've talked about the past. Now we're going to talk about future, what awaits the club over the next 12 months, I suppose. You're watching Dinamo TV. Welcome back to this season-ending episode of Dinamo TV. Into our second season now. Far out, I've lost count how many episodes. But before we talk about the future, John, we'll talk about, we will talk about Dinamo TV. This has been 2 years now. And I'm perplexed is not the word. I'm pleasantly surprised, I think. Every time I venture here to the club, or even when I go out to the Croatian community, people come up to you and say, what you guys are doing with Dinamo TV is fantastic. And look, we didn't win an award at the Football Victoria
That's
Awards
right.
night, so I don't know how Heidelberg won it, but we are, I think, the only club that has got a weekly show or a weekly podcast. I know Heidelberg does have something, but it's like a preview, like 20-minute whatever, coaches and it. But we generally look at the entire club. And when you think about it, there's so much happening at the club. Where to now? What's the next step? Obviously, the tournament this weekend.
Yeah, 20. So obviously our squads, the boys and girls are going up to represent us, which will be fantastic, and I'm sure they'll have a ball. Results really, we're taking a younger squad, which is good. They can experience that senior aspect of playing footy, getting away. It's pretty much like a end of season trip.
Especially to Gold Coast.
Exactly. So, but DinamoTV has been fantastic. So, like you said, we interview coaches, kids, sponsors, juniors, you name it,
club volunteers, especially.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess that's our vision of giving a bit of a profile to all those ones that we normally wouldn't get it, on the social media, match day. Yes, the senior men's do get a lot of profile and they bring a lot of the spectators, etc. But, we've got the senior women's, you've got the junior last week. How good was that? But unfortunately, they lost on the weekend, the under-15s.
Yeah, they look, it's hard to come and play on a Sunday after presentation, which we had like 1,000 people there, and that was pretty much all internal families, which was great. But to come up, they probably got home at 1 o'clock, 1:30, who knows? And then to play Sunday morning in the grand final, they finished up on top of the ladder, which to me is more important than one game. So well done to the 15 girls that had a fantastic season. Keep it up and go again next year.
Now, talking about the women, talking about the girls, you've got a real, what's a vested interest, but you've got a real soft spot for the women's side of things because you've got daughters that play football, for example. And that is something that is really going to be exciting next year, simply because, our senior women's team are now moving to State 1. With that, the requirement to have a reserves team, I believe, as well. Now, how's that all coming along? Since the season has finished, 2 weeks ago, how's the girls obviously had a bit of a break, but now they're back training for Gold Coast. But has there been much interest, from players, prospective players joining Dinamo?
Certainly is. Plus 20 players. So with our under 16 girls, we're hoping that under 16 girls will transition into that resi. So there's a team there, ready and waiting. But there's been plus 20 expression of interest externally, which is pretty cool at this time of the season. And State 1, Resi's team, playing at Dinamo.
So potentially, if all, it's not going to happen, all 20 of those are going to come on board. But let's say it did happen, you could almost have 3 teams with the 16s going up to Resis, our women's team, and plus a few recruits, and then another influx of new players. What would happen in that situation? You've got State 1 Resis, and then you'd probably have to enter another team, State 4 or something like that? Is that how it works?
We probably would. It'll be similar to that, State 4 or I think 5, whatever it is. But you'd think that would just transition to 16 girls. So they've been on the 16, so the 15s will go into 16s and so on. So, I don't think we'd go into that senior.
So 16s can go up to 18s or something like that.
They can if the club chooses to. But we're thinking more in that resi space.
Awesome.
All seniors if they're good enough.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw some of the young girls that were 15, 16, 17 making their debut this year, and they absolutely did not look out of place. So Tom and Shaka and the boys are doing a ripper job there. What's the plans regarding, moving forward? Is there, expanding the coaching? They'll need a coach, won't they, reserves?
So there's 4 of them at the moment. So expression of interest has gone out for coaches as well. So it depends on what Tommy and obviously Shaka, Ilya are doing. But that's going to... We're going to need something in that space as well. So, expression of interest has gone out. So, if any coaches are out there, come on board.
Now, obviously, the boys, it's a bit of a disappointment that they're in Division 2, but the long-term planning is something that probably surpasses all of that. With Jason and Football Tech here, this will now be his first proper off-season, isn't it? Where he's going to really be able to plan and start putting structures into place, but they're already there. Now, even though at the moment we're in Division 2, that doesn't mean too much because in the long term, the only way is up, as they say.
Div 3, unfortunately.
Div 3,
yeah, we've had discussions here, and Stepan and Jason and Christian all over it. So as you've seen this year, we're all about developing our younger players, and some of the younger players have been playing in the, they might be in the 15s, they're playing in the 17s. So that's going to happen next year again, and hopefully we can do that with the 23s, the 20s and 23s, to give these kids an opportunity. So results, they matter, of course they do. Hopefully we can transition into Divi 2 next year and move forward. But it's about developing those younger kids and giving opportunity in those bigger groups.
That's something I really want to talk about, how important that is, because sometimes parents are, at NPL level, they're just looking at the results and thinking, well, we've got to be in Division 1, but are you going to get much of a go at a club if you go to Division 1? Whereas here, you're actually getting kids that are 14, 15, ending up playing in the under-17s. And I was talking to Berkey and Tuna just before, and, they're really excited because they think, this year there was a lot of kids, like Berkey, I think, was saying, was some staggering number from the under-17 stepped up into the under-19s. And then some of them moved up into 23s. So they were given that opportunity. And, that's the whole premise of NPL, the development side of things, which is what we're very big on. And look, even the senior team has, over the last 12 to 24 months, whatever, had young homegrown players making their way. And that must be so exciting when you see your own kids moving slowly into the senior kind of
Look at Ollie, for an example. Comes back to Dinamo, and now he's off to Melbourne Victory. And he's 17 years old. So they're the types of things that you want to speak about, and hopefully one day he's in Europe, and we get others in Europe, and then we can reap the rewards of that as well. So,
Well, the Dinamo Zagreb Academy, football tech overseeing everything with the juniors, opportunities galore for the better players to move up. I mean, this seems like a really, really exciting place to be if you're a talented junior. And watch this space, because 2026, I think, is going to be a big, big year. But now, 2026, I don't know if this is something that we should be talking about, but there's rumours that the Croatian soccer tournament will be coming back to Melbourne. Speaking to someone from Split over the weekend, and they said it's going to happen. That could potentially be another huge year, because I'm sure we'll be involved in some way, but we're not going to talk too much about it. But just looking ahead, my God, it just gets bigger and bigger. Like every year there seems to be some big event, some mega event, but that sort of goes hand in hand with something that the Podrum TV guys, Rob and Smallage, said. There's a real renaissance in the community. Now, 2 weeks ago, we had Ivan on the show, Ivan Mioc, and he was talking about the connection between the Croatian Catholic Centre in Sunshine and the club here, and how everything just seems to be, I don't know, there seems to be this reawakening. Do you feel the same about the Croatian community? And where do you see it going? Like, how can we capitalise on this newfound enthusiasm here in Melbourne?
Yeah, look at Velika Gospa, for example.
That's another one, and it started here.
So Ivica Dolic organised that. We had 250, 300 people walking to Sunshine. So community-wise, I think Dinamo does it really well. Have we got areas of improvement? Of course we have. But like I said, community-wise, we do everything, I think, to the best of our ability. Look at Dandy, the final. NSL number 2, take 2, So you had Dinamo supporters, you had Strathmore, everyone, North Geelong, Knights, everyone was there supporting Dandy. How good was it for the young punks, that were there?
You guys in Croatia, take notice. Dinamo supporting Hajduk, Hajduk supporting Dinamo.
I did see a Nema Predaje. I think it was something like that.
But it was amazing, and that was part of that reawakening. Unfortunately, the Melbourne Knights are next year in Division 2 or VPL 1, but at least there'll be a Croatian derby with North Geelong, and it might be a chance for the Knights to I guess, regroup as a club. And behind the scenes, Dinamo have been working quite closely with, as have all the Croatian clubs. And look, bottom line is we do need a strong Melbourne Knights. They are that one thing that fuses everyone together, in much the same way Dandy did it with the NPL Grand Final. But we do need something that's really kind of almost central, isn't it, type of thing. And that's what the Knights were. But we wish them all the best. But at the end of the day, we can just sort of focus on what we're doing. And when I say what we're doing next year, like what are some of the plans that we can look forward to happening here?
So like I said, community-wise, do everything really well. we can do things better. I think now on the pitch we have to get a lot better with where we're sitting. Girls doing really well. The boys, we need to concentrate and get them to that next level to push for that 6. That's our goal.
Yep.
So we have to do all we can in that space. Juniors, with like we said, with Jason, Stepan, Christian, they'll hopefully improve with that development process.
Yeah.
It's these boys out here that we need to take that next level and be a dandy. Imagine Dinamo making the top 6. One game, it'll be bloody crazy. So yeah, that's something that we're trying to push for. Off the field, fantastic. On the field, improve.
Yeah. Now, obviously, if you look at all the metrics across the club, match day attendance was really good, sponsorship was really good. Our events, almost every week there's something booked downstairs as well. But in the area of sponsorship, that's something that we really, even though it's been so fantastic, we constantly need to improve, because I guess next year we've got George Cross coming in. The clubs that are playing in the championship, Preston, Avondale, Hellas, they're all going to be a lot more stronger, not just on the field, but off the field as well. We have to match them. And I guess there are plans afoot as well for us to do what we're doing even better, isn't it? Like, particularly in the area of sponsorship.
Spot on. And it's all about stability.
Yeah.
And you know, when we look at it, we got promoted in 2018. So that's like, what's that, 7 years? A couple of years of COVID. But we've been in NPL for 7 years.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And if we can improve on that and get some more sponsors on board, we can go to that next level. So that's what we're planning to do.
Yeah. Now, talking about next level, next year's a big year for the state. I mean, for Victoria, because it's a state election year. And we've got support from the feds. We've got support from the local council. And we're talking about the big multi-million-dollar redevelopment of Churchill Reserve. The only piece of the puzzle missing, obviously, is the state. The state government. I don't know if they've got much money to give. But anyway, having said that, what do we need to do as a club, as a community, to lobby our local politicians, to lobby I guess, both sides of Parliament, but to ensure that next year we've got money to build that massive redevelopment here?
Yeah, so it's exactly that. It's lobbying the state governments. So we've got a decent amount of money. It's around $6 million, which we're now working on in the background as well. So that's something that we're working on. There's 21 pages of an application for that $3.5 million that we're working through. So even if it's not the whole master plan and we're just in stage 1 of stage 2, obviously they'd like to, and it's more cost effective to do everything in one hit. But if we can do stage 1, stage 2, that'll be a start. Yeah.
Realistically, when can that happen?
Oh, but it has to be within the next 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So next 2 years it has to happen.
So potentially even next year it could start.
Yeah,
for example,
end of
the season.
Yeah. So
well done. And what does that envisage? That stage 1?
Yeah. So the bottom level. So there'll be all the change rooms.
Wow.
So we're targeting 8 change rooms.
Yep.
To obviously fit in the girls and to have so they can have their own space.
Yeah.
And we go from there.
That's awesome. Well, 2024 was huge. 2025 was even bigger, and dare I say, 2026 is going to be even bigger. But mate, on a final note, I suppose, is there anything you'd like to say out to the Dinamo members, the Dinamo supporters, and to the Dinamo community?
Yeah, just keep backing us, I suppose. Like I said, we're wanting to take the next step as a club, and especially in that senior space. So let's get the members back. The sponsors, thank you. If we can keep building our relationship in that space to bring some money in, and so we can just all work together and build a bigger Dinamo.
John, thanks very much for joining us on Dinamo TV. It's been an absolute pleasure getting a bit of an insight. Also, looking back at the year that was, it was a huge year. Mate, you heading up to the Gold Coast? You don't know at this stage?
My daughter Caitlin wants to go, so I haven't booked any tickets. I've got accommodation, but I haven't booked any tickets. So maybe tomorrow might be a last minute deal.
Last minute rush, yeah. What a Thursday frenzy maybe. If you go or don't go, either way, enjoy. If there's a little bit of a break, a little chance to recharge the batteries, do so. But we look forward to seeing you in the new year, and looking forward to the 2026 NPL season. Hopefully it's not as drama-filled as it was this year in the negative sense. Hopefully it is in the positive sense.
Sure.
And that goal of top 6, wouldn't that be fantastic in 2026?
That's where we're aiming.
Top 6 in 2026. Well, it's got a nice ring to it. That could be our motto for next year.
Look, I always say miss for Dinamo, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we're hoping for a huge year next year, but thank you for everything that you guys do, or you on behalf of everyone in the committee. So well done.
Yeah, and just one final shout out to the committee. Every club's obviously got a committee, but thank you to all our committee members, and we'll have an AGM next month, I think. So if anyone wants to come on board and help us out, come to AGM.
And I'm going to give a shout out to 2 lovely ladies who are 2 of the hardest workers behind the scenes, but they are absolutely scared to get in front of the camera. But I'm going to mention them. Christina, who had a well-deserved break in Croatian, has just come back, and Anna Movric as well. Those 2 work so hard. And Anna Didlitz is another one.
Exactly.
Yeah. They work so hard behind the scenes, and like I said, they don't get in front of the camera, but what they do behind the scenes is certainly well appreciated and acknowledged. We're going to take a break, and when we return, it will be time to wind up this year's final episode of Dinamo TV.
Westar Prestige is a proud family-owned second-generation business servicing Victorian motorists for more than 50 years. We are a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne. However, we service all regions of Victoria, with many of our clients travelling not only from around Melbourne, but all of Victoria to use our services. We are also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend our premises. We are an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facility for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of our ongoing affiliation with these brands. We also work closely with several of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust us to be a part of their preferred repairer network. Our client support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing, Australian-owned business.
And folks, that brings us to the end of our episode tonight, but also this year's season of Dinamo TV. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of our show this year. We really enjoyed putting the show together for 36 episodes this year. And just a reminder for those interested in this weekend's Australian-Croatian soccer tournament, download the app because you'll be able to keep abreast of all the scores in real time. And to get that app, just go to your preferred app store and look for the CSA Australia Sarves app, the Sarves app. And it's produced by Sentia Australia. Sydney mob, Mirko Cindric is the man, and he's an IT guru that has been producing the tournament apps for the last few years. On that note, thank you once again for being a part of Dinamo TV. I can't stress how important your support has been throughout the year, jumping on, sharing it, liking it, all of that kind of stuff. And if you haven't already, go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe or press the like button. And do send this around to your friends and really get the word out that St. Albans Dinamo, in its 50th year, is going to be around for a lot longer. Maybe another 50, maybe another 150 years. That all depends on the generations to come. On that note, thank you once again for being a part of Dinamo TV in 2025. Hopefully, I look forward to seeing you in 2026. Good night. Bye-bye.